Hi everybody, this is Al from Three Old Guys. Today's video, a little bit of a change of pace. Lately we've been doing board games with Jeff, and now we're back to miniatures with me. So the guys I have here, they're a work in progress. They represent Darby's Rangers from World War II, specifically in North Africa. So quick little background on Darby's Rangers before I go into detail on these guys and my reference sources. So start of the war, Britain's already been pushed off the continent, and they need to start doing missions into France to kind of show back, hey, we're still in the war. So Churchill has the British commandos get formed from the independent companies. They're very successful. They're doing strike operations in France and in Norway, a couple other places in North Africa. Matter of fact, even the British commandos even go all the way to the Pacific. So when the U.S. gets involved in this, Roosevelt wants to have a similar capability, so we can't use the name Commando, so we use an American name called the Rangers. One officer in particular is led to, or chosen to lead these guys, which is Orlando Darby, hence the name Darby's Rangers. So they get trained by the British commandos at Auchnacary, Scotland. They get their baptism of fire in the Dieppe raid into France. Very successful, their portion of it. They learned a lot of good lessons in how the Germans operate, how to do commando operations, how to the whole logistics portions, everything else for them. So now the next part is going to go into North Africa for Operation Torch. And that's what these guys represent here with the particular paint job I have. Now I also want to go a bit further before I go into the detail here. So Darby's Rangers is officially, they're called 1st Ranger Battalion. Well, very successful in North Africa. Now we're going to continue into Sicily, but we need more than just one battalion of Rangers. So Darby's tasked to create more Rangers. He has to do this in North Africa. There is no commando school, so a lot is going to be, hey, I've got to get my veterans to train the new guys. And normally I go from 1st Ranger Battalion to 2nd Ranger Battalion, but that's not the case. They go to 3rd Ranger Battalion and then to 4th. The reason why is 2nd Ranger Battalion right now is being formed back in the United States. So that number is already being used. So then 1st, 3rd, and 4th Ranger Battalions then take place in the invasion of Sicily. Once again, when they go into Africa, it's 1st, 3rd, and 4th Battalions go into Italy. Unfortunately, that's where the demise comes from, or takes place at the Battle of Cisterna. Their survivors are either sent back to the United States, or this is my tie to them, they're actually rolled into the 1st Special Service Force or the Devil's Brigade. After the war, 1st Special Service Force, they fool their colors, 1952, middle, a lot of things happen. They become U.S. Army Special Forces. 1st and 3rd Ranger Battalions, their lineage then goes into not only 1st and 1st Ranger Battalion, it also goes into 3rd Special Forces group. So that's a little bit my historical tie-in right there. So now I've talked a lot, I've been running my suck on this. I want to show you where I got a little bit of my information. So there's actually 3 books that I chose, and there's actually a lot more out there which are really, really good reference materials. So this first one, it's called Rangers from World War II. It's by a gentleman named Robert W. Black. And Robert W. Black was a ranger in Korea, Vietnam. After the Vietnam War, I want to say in the 1980s, he starts writing books about the Rangers because has a lot of emotional attachment to them. And this first book, Rangers in Rangers in World War II, real good. This is the entire shooting match right here. But one thing I liked about this book a lot too is everybody who's in these Ranger Battalions, here's their name, every single individual. There's also real good table of organization and equipment. Not so much on tactics at all. There's a bit of stuff on this one, but as far as like what they actually went through in World War II, this is great. Shorter book by Osprey Books. This was by an individual whose name I'm not going to be able to pronounce correctly. Is Mir Baminyar. Typical Osprey book. So real good material here. What I liked about this one a lot was also has some real good photographs, all black and white. Has a few good color plates. that I used for, that I'm going to be using for the uniforms in Sicily, which is right here. We'll take some photos of this later for you. But also, like I said, it has some real good T&E on this one as well. And then the last one, this book, it's called The American Soldier, U.S. Army Uniforms, 1755 to the Present, by Philip Catcher. I don't think this book's in print anymore. I think I bought this when I was a teenager, so it's been a couple of days. This book, though, the main reason I'm really referencing this, phenomenal color plates that you're going to see. We'll take photos of this so you can check them out later on, but here's a real good representation of a Ranger in North Africa, real good representation of a Ranger in Italy right here. You can tell by the scarf, same thing with the individual right here. So great that you can see the uniforms, a little bit more detail on this stuff here. So now let's get on to the miniatures. So one of the guys I could find anywhere that had uniforms that represented that time period, these guys are made by Perry Brothers. And what I really liked about these miniatures is the poses. These poses are so full of character. They're not stiff. They're not some dude running around at port arms all day long. It's not somebody whose pants are, to where this guy's got calves that are like 32 inches around. That's one thing I like. Here, these guys, not necessarily in heroic scale, but they're more correct as human beings. So those are things I liked about them. Say, hey, what are the poses? Absolutely phenomenal. I give those guys an A+. Uniforms overall, again, A+. The only thing I would say is kind of negative on these guys here is when it comes to the boots, it seems like it's kind of an afterthought. And when it comes to the faces, kind of an afterthought as well. However, through utilizing the best painting techniques that I currently have, which they're up to me, I think they're pretty good. So, not my paint job, the faces. I think I brought a little bit of character to them. So one thing I'm trying to do here with my guys is this is basically the squad of how the uniforms would look in North Africa, minus this individual here. This guy is more of a Sicily or Italy. These other guys here would be the squad, which is going to be purely Sicily and North Africa. I keep saying North Africa, my mistake. Sicily and Italy. These guys are Operation Torch, and these will be the last two dudes on the squad. This right here is actually the mortar section. Haven't painted them up yet. Really do like these guys, and we'll cover them in a little bit. But let's look at how these guys are overall, and I think you're going to like the way these guys look. So check this little guy out. I mean, he's got so much character on this guy. I mean, I don't know if I did this dude justice or not when I was painting him, but I really like him. So I'm using this guy as the platoon sergeant. This individual here, no, he is who he is, but I like this guy. And see a little bit on the base. And like I said, these guys are all work in progress. So that guy was actually squad leader for the rifle squad. So in World War II, the way these guys were task organized at the platoon level was the platoon had 4-man headquarters element. Headquarters element was platoon leader, platoon sergeant, and 2 messengers or runners. And actually those messengers or runners, as war went on, they can be also the bazooka team or a sniper team. Then the platoon itself, the action element, was actually 2 sections. And in each section, basically had the machine gun squad, and then it had the rifle squad. So the machine gun squad could be made up of either a belt-fed 30 caliber machine gun, everybody kind of knows that, the Browning 1919, or what's actually pretty common is the Browning automatic rifle, which is what we have here with perryminiatures. And what's actually realistic in my mind, probably just by fluke chance, and that is there's no bipod on the Browning automatic rifle, which is how those guys, we actually look in some of the books here, you'll see they took it off during the assault. And then the Browning automatic rifleman, what's he have with him? He has his assistant, and then he has, obviously, because of what's going to take place, he's going to have 2 ammo bearers, because the thing we use is 20 round magazines. And during the invasion of North Africa, if you'll see that these guys had on their uniforms is pretty much all the early uniforms. I can't remember what, I think it's like the M1942 field uniform, something like that, is the distinguishing characteristics where they had the US flag on the left sleeve, hence you'll see it on these guys here. And in some of the photos, like on the initial day or two of the invasion and torch, they had a white armband. I didn't do a white armband. My skill set's not quite there yet. These are the last 2 guys for, it's the same pose. These are the last 2 dudes for the rifle squad. So I'm going to be putting these guys up next, and then be going probably over to the rest of headquarters and then the mortar section, and then I'll go to this other squad here. But so this mortar team, what are we looking at here? So got this little dude getting ready to drop round down the tube. Got this spotter with a pair of binos. So these guys actually have a jacket. I think it's I forgot what the jacket was called. There's a name to it. Can't recall it right now. Another ammo bearer, or not another ammo bearer, but an ammo bearer for this. And not bad. He's out there to come out on his own business. Say, hey man, tell me you need more ammo, and bring it your way. There's a little. The best way to actually get this guy here. Here's a box of mortar rounds. And he's the most important guy right here, and this is the actual gunner. So this guy here, in reality, what this guy is doing, if you look at a mortar team, on the US team, the gunner he's behind the mortar. He's on the left hand side because he's going to run. He's running the sight, and he's doing the T&E mechanism. So here's the tube. For it here is, what do we got? The actual bipod, and I don't know what I got here. T&E mechanism, and we get the, what do we got over here? What do we got? What do we got right here is actually where the base plate. And then the last guy, so these guys all come in the box here. But then this guy here I got from the other set from Prairie Brothers. He's one of the regular guys, and he's just going to be the mortar section leader. So he's going to be the guy who's going to be directing them. Basically, he's going to take full responsibility for everything his section does or does not do. That's just the way it works in reality here. Can't be sloughing it off on anybody else. These guys here, like I said, they're same poses for the most part. The only thing that Perry has in their selection of early war U.S. Army guys that I'm not using is a Gotham M1 carbine, because I can't find anywhere in any TONE, any photographs where any of the Rangers using M1 carbines. It's either Thompson submachine guns, M1 Garand by far, 95%, and you'll see guys who are the designated snipers with a Springfield 03 with a scope on it. So again, kind of reviewing these Perry miniatures. Overall, really had a good time painting them up. Really enjoy them. I tend to paint guys very slow. If they're a surprise for being the slowest painter, I'd probably get them. I think I started painting these guys back in 1982. No, I'm just kidding. I started painting them a while back. The equipment on them is actually great. I mean, I really love it. Other than, like I was saying, with some of the faces, yeah, you got to use your artistic license to get those guys to kind of stand out. The boots, some of the boots look like their buddies were stepping on them in the middle of the night. But the only other drawback, and I didn't want to, let me see if I can show it to you guys here. It's going to be on this guy. So if you look at his legging, right where the legging meets the pants, let me see if we can bring it out there, there's like a little dark spot. Well, that's actually a defect in the molding. It's a pretty pull. It's like the guy got, shot by some German machine gun round or something. Should a showstopper? Well, not for me. Would I buy these again? Yeah, 10 out of 10, because there's nobody else who's doing this period. And I think if you buy these guys, you paint them up, you enjoy them, you plan on doing whatever, you're really going to like these guys. Are they perfect? Nope. But guess what? Neither were those Rangers in World War II, and neither are the Rangers now. They're not perfect. Do they look really good? Yep. And like I said, bottom line, would I buy them again? Hell yeah. Did I enjoy painting them? Hell yeah. Do I wish the Perry brothers might do a little bit more of these guys in this range? Most definitely. So I want to finish this video by saying, hey, thank you very much for listening to me ramble on. If you have any comments, questions, or anything about what I put out here today as far as the information, please go ahead and either make a comment, shoot us a message on our website or Facebook page. I want to learn more. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the video today. So please, once again, I gotta say, please give us a like, please give us a subscribe, and if you have anything that you want to see in the future, let us know. And also, by the way, whenever I'm finished with all these guys here, which is probably going to be after the year, I'll do a complete rundown with you here, and I'll actually probably have a little bit more to show you as well. But thank you very much for tuning in today, and thank you very much for listening to me ramble.